All right, let's see here. We're going to wait for some people to show up to ensure that things are working, and we're going to do some comic karma, which is going to be pretty cool. Okay, comic fam, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, it was a bad echo? Ooh, fun. Let's troubleshoot. Troubleshoot. Ooh, I know how to fix that. Check this out. Boom. Fixed it. Nah, pretty good, right? Look at that. Look at us troubleshooting together really quick. I'm seeing thumbs up. And here's a tip for you. If you make content on YouTube, this is going to change your life if you do live stuff. The beginning part of your live broadcast, it doesn't matter. Okay, we say doesn't matter, but when we're by ourselves, we have to use some slang, shorten it to save time, because tiempo is the most valuable commodity. So when I say that it doesn't matter, I'm going to actually say it as doesn't matter, to save us time. So why does it matter? Well, it doesn't matter because in post on YouTube, you can go onto your account, and if it's posted, your live video, you can edit it and you can have it cut automatically. It takes a little bit more time in the processing, but it can be done. And it makes these moments, these awkward moments when you don't know if the community's there, a little bit better. Comic fam, thank you so much for joining me today. The chat's filling up. Thank you so much to everybody who's joining me in the chat. Last minute, this is how we do things though. We're going to buckle up. We're going to get things rolling. We're in social isolation. You know, I'm trying to protect my buddies. I'm not going to have Russ risk his life coming over here, having me get him sick. That's not how we roll here, you know? So we're going to keep everyone safe. We're going to keep up the social distancing. But the comic fam sent in some comic karma. We got to deal with that, comic fam. Ooh, and I'm also realizing there's like a nice little square on the screen. That's how that goes sometimes. That's how it goes. I wonder if we can fix that. Can we fix that now? The only one here. Can we fix it? Do we keep going? There's so many people here. Screw it. Let's see if we can fix it. How can we fix that right now? Slav, I wish you weren't in Bali. Slav, our producer, is typically, you know, doing stuff with us. He's in Bali right now. What are you going to do? Oh, and it disappeared. Yes! Oh, that's so cool. It's because I mentioned it. I mentioned it to Slav, and from Bali, he fixed the camera remotely. Okay, we're going into it. We're going to do some comic karma, and what that is this thing that we've kind of started, but it really wasn't us. It was the community. First off, comic karma is a thing. In the comic book community, when you're good to other members of the community, you know, do generosity, it comes back. It just does. It's one of the rarest parts of the community, and no one argues that. What we have here is generosity, because we send out comic books all over the world because of the Mystery Mail Call, our comic book subscription service. And what happened is over time, we had members who sent in comic books to be sent out into the mail call as like, you know, at first, when we first started doing it like 2 years ago, when we were trying to just get this rolling, it was brand new. It was kind of like to help the show, right? But over time we grew, and the comic karma started to grow really quick. So we had to differentiate it. We had to make sure the comic fam knew that certain comics that were in the mail call, that they, you know, came from you, the community, to be sent back out for your, you know, generosity. So what we do is we open these packages that you send in. Sometimes there's gifts, there's notes. We're going to go through it together. We do this live, and we try to do it, you know, every couple weeks. You guys send in a lot of stuff. And what we do is we go through it on camera. If there's a note, I read the note. If it's a long note, I read the long note. It's live. It's what we do. It doesn't matter. See how I'm saving you time with that? And what we're going to do is showcase all the books that are in here, tell you where they came from, if there's any information. And that way, when it gets to the recipient, as it travels, wherever it ends up going, there's going to be a sticker on these comics that we're going to put on there before we put them in a mail call. That way, if you get a comic book from today's video, you're going to see a sticker that says the date, and you're going to be able to track where that comic came from. So you know it didn't come from me, so don't be thanking me. It's just hitching a ride, all right? So right now, we are going to go through some comic karma, and I'm also going to tell you about how I got my first serious dealer, okay? I'm going to tell you that story today too, because it's just us. So I figured, why don't we do it? Why don't we tell you a story about my first dealer? He got me addicted, and I want to share the story with you. His name is Russ Bright, all right? And the substance that he got me addicted to was called comic books, expensive paper. So I'm going to tell you about that story here throughout this. And I also want to show you this right here. This right here is Angel issue number 5, okay? And the character featured on this cover has made me, it's one of my favorite variants that's come out in the last year. And those of you who haven't watched Buffy, it may not mean much to you, but those of you who have, look at this cover and go, oh my goodness, what a cool variant, because you know the episode that it's from. And I want to tell you about this episode. It happened late in the series, really, really late. And this is a villain. It's a one-shot, kind of like a monster story of the week. And this villain, this is what he would do. He would scratch you. He'd try to scratch you with his nails. And by scratching you, he would put like a poison in you that would make you unable to move. It's a paralysis type of deal. And the reason why this villain did that is because he liked to consume his victims. But here's the thing. He liked to consume them alive. So the way that he would do it is he would paralyze them first, keep them, tucked away, and then over time remove their skin little by little, keeping them alive so he can feed. And at the end, the person over time would die after days go by, and this villain would be able to seek its next victim. Now, if that sounds crazy to you, this is a show that's over 20 years old. It's not even widescreen, and they show this on standard television. And that's why this comic is amazing, because Boom Studios knows there's people like us, shout out D. Cates, who knows that this cover was a badass choice. Let's move on to some comic book karma. Shout out to the 100+ people currently joining us in the comic fam. Thank you so much to Just a Rican and His Comics, a fellow YouTuber here, who helps us out with the wrench. I appreciate you. Perry over here, another great member of the comic book community you got to be following here on YouTube, who's helping out. And we got Discovery Bay Comics, another wrench. Everyone's coming in, joining, helping out. And let's say hi to some peeps in the chat before we open our first box. We got a bunch of them, but you know what? It's dangerous because we've already hit 7 minutes. I haven't opened up one thing, but I digress. We're going to keep going, keep moving it forwards. Forward. Let's do it. Thank you so much. Tom is in the house. That's the name, not my name, but it is. We share the name, possibly, but it's a cool username. Richard McDowell, thank you so much for letting me know that earlier in the show there was an echo and we fixed it. Ghost Pooh, good to see you. Isaac Maynard, very cool. Good to see you on here. I'm a big fan of Tool. Maynard, Tool, good stuff. I don't know if you listen to Tool. Patrick, we got Mela Grano, good to see you. Justin, Giovanni. I had a cousin named Giovanni. That's pretty cool, but pretty close. Jim Stewart, good to see you on here. Oh my goodness. Let's jump into the first thing we're going to open up. This is a good day. It's a good day, comic fan. We're going to do it. Let's do this together. All right. So the first thing is from, okay. How about we open up something that I don't know? Because there's one thing here that came from the shop. All right. This right here came from the shop. I had to get it. Okay. Oh, and Santiago, good question. How do you sign up for the mystery mail call? ComicTom101.com. So this right here came from a member of the show, and he sent it to the shop because he shipped it from Canada. We're going to open that a little bit later because I know what it is. It's a gift for me, but I'm so stoked to show you. And we are going to jump into it. Let's do it right here. Let's see this one here. So these comics came from Texas, okay? Let's see here. Sometimes there's no note, sometimes there is. And I have not seen these. I don't know what I'm opening up. This is the community's comics. Thank you so much. All right, so we got a note here, and this note is handwritten. Holy smokes. Comic fan, we have a handwritten note. Well done. Computers, right? Who needs them? All right, dear Comic Tom, thank you so much for the Wolverine #1 Comic Tom 101 exclusive. Enjoys the Wolverine #1. Very cool. I am sending you these books as a thank you for the great A-OK. Okay, yeah. We sent some Wolverines out. We like to do that sometimes. We don't let everybody know we do it, but sometimes people, they miss out on the exclusive. We want to hook them up. We don't charge them. We don't sell them, but sometimes we just send them. We have them. We don't sell them. So we send them out as karma sometimes. This is someone who's passing the karma back on. You're a great person for the comic book community. Thank you so much. I'm collecting again and really enjoying hunting for books in the wild. I enjoy your videos and IG live streams. Your YouTube is also crushing the game, and keep it up. And F those haters. Keep doing you. I like that. It's handwritten, so I feel the passion behind every pen stroke. I just have another request to unbox them on your YouTube channel. Look at this. I'm meeting your request virtually from whenever you sent this. This is very cool. I will always be part of the 101 crew for life. Haven't written a letter in a long time, but I needed you to know how grateful I am, and hopefully you like these books. Let me know what you think of them. P.S. Thanks to Aaron for checking and make sure that I was taken care of. Shout out to Aaron, who helps do so much on the show. And let's see what this person sent. And this is from, it says, I got to read this last part. This is really important. I was in the Navy February 5th, 1997 to May 5th, 2001. Hell yeah. Thank you for your service. Honorable discharge is what it says here. He wrote that down. And this is from Patrick. Was that Patrick? I threw the box. It's worth it. Hold on. Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate you being so generous. And we have a 1 in 25. Actually, let's take a look at what we got here. Let's get some comics on the screen. 1 in 25 Absolute Carnage variant. Look at that. Very cool. Very kind of you. We have a Green Arrow, issue number 1. And then we have, some Transformers goodness. We like to keep this kind of karma together, issues 1, 2, and 3 of the Transformers run. Because if someone gets, it's karma, but this was intentional karma. This person wants, I just said his name was Paul. Paul just said that he wants these 3 comics to go to somebody. So anyways, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you for your service. And we saved those notes. I just threw it on the ground. What am I doing? I saved those notes. What am I doing? There we go. Comic Karma. What do we do? All right. And if you can't see it on screen, but over here there's a pile. This whole wall next to me is barren. There's nothing there because I want to put the notes up that the Comic Fam sends me. But because I got to get, I figure like third camera, you can see it, So I just haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it. We've been saying that we're going to do it for a while. But there's just a stack of notes over there. So anyways, just added to it. Thank you so much. All right, what do we got here? Oh, and let's say hi to the chat too. Thank you so much for being here. Paul Hernandez, Daniel Farr. Thank you so much. Do you send the mystery mailbox to Australia? Sure do. Let's see here. Jacob says, what's up, Comic Fam? What's going on, Jacob? In the chat, let's everyone tell Jacob what's going on. I want to know from the community what you're doing throughout this time of social isolation, how things are going. What are you doing to keep occupied? What are you reading? Let me know in the chat. Also, we are going to be doing a giveaway today, and I'm going to remind you as well. Where is it, though? Where's the giveaway? What am I doing? There was a giveaway that I had prepared, and now I'm not thinking about it in the moment what it was, but we're going to figure that out here briefly. What was the giveaway that I'm going to do? We're doing a giveaway, all right? Something here is going to be given away, and the way you're going to end up winning said giveaway is by commenting down on the video. And the giveaway we're going to do is this issue of Spider-Woman, issue number 1, my Comic Tom exclusive, and we're actually going to keep this here. We're going to put it here so you can see it, but Comic Fan, you've seen this so many times, and I don't want to get this lost in the Comic Karma pile. So you've seen it. If you want to enter to win this comic, link, hit the description below, comment, let me know what you're doing right now throughout this social isolation to keep sane, to keep busy. Are you reading anything? Are you studying anything? Are you drawing anything? Are you hanging out with your animals? What's your animal's name? I'm weird. I got to know that kind of information. It helps me make better shows. If I know that you have a dog, if I know like my community that follows me here on YouTube has a dog, I make better content. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's the truth. Okay, so let's keep it going. We have another box of things. Ooh, okay, let's do this one. This one here. Look at this. Look at this packaging. First off, Comic Karma packaging is always amazing. It's always amazing. 174 people currently joining us. Thank you so much. Hey, Tom and crew. Here's some Comic Karma for your mystery mail call. Long-time subscriber. What's up? Please check out my YouTube channel, Dad Bod Shenanigans. I do lots of mystery boxes, Funko Pops, comics, RC cars, and more. Thanks, and keep up the great content. Dude, that's pretty cool that you do RC cars. I remember when I was a kid, I loved RC cars. I was always about remote control cars. I thought it was such a fun activity to be able to control something from afar. But here's the thing. When I was younger, it wasn't as common to be able to get cheap remote control cars that were wireless. It was actually more common to get these cars that had a wire, and honestly, not as cool. And it is really not cool when your other friends have wireless ones. So it's like, it's cool. You can still participate, and really, you're not actually going that much further out. Like the wired cars have to be pretty long. So like thought went into, hey, you know, this person's going to have a toy that's connected to the controller, but, you know, give it some length. And I was still able to play with my friends. It's not like they were able to go further down the street. It wasn't like they were able to embark on a journey that I couldn't go, you know, there and back again. No, I just was the kid who sometimes had an RC that was wired. And now I know that I can go check out Dad Bod Shenanigans to see his reviews on RC cars. All right, so let's keep it rolling. What do we have here? We have Dad Bod, who is, oh my goodness, this is some good tape here. And you know what? This is what you use to paint your home. This is painter's tape. I know this tape well. I haven't painted a home in a long time. I grew up in 5 acres and actually had to like do a lot of things, a lot of at-home repairs and stuff, like new flooring and going on the roof, going under the house, you know, electrical stuff. Never did any painting though. I don't think my dad trusted me with painting. They also painted the house a weird amount of times growing up. My dad and my mom were always like, we need to do the living room again. Like every other quarter, because it happened like 3 times a year, maybe twice a year. It's like I get home, oh, the living room's kind of a reddish orange. Interesting. That's new. Okay, so let's take a look here of what we have. We have You're the Villain Supergirl issue number 32. That is dope. Look at that cover. Brainiac looking super cool. Let's do this. Let's just do this right. Boom. Boom. I want you to be able to see that, Comic Fam. There we go. Let's see the whole thing. We're going to have to... There's a new setup here. Let's see how this works. Dark Knight Master Race, issue number 1. Just... Goodness. This is awesome. It's kind of it's almost an homage. Doesn't look as good as the Miller, you know, classic, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty close. Kind of like the Falling. I have the tattoo. It's actually the tattoo I have. All right. We also have Age of Resistance, issue number 1. Very cool. Red Goblin, issue number 1. Legion of Doom, issue number 18. Very cool. Some like recent stuff. The Flash, issue number 58. Nice. We got Contagion, all right, issue number 4, kind of well timed. The Punisher, issue number 31, and Ghost Rider, issue number 1. I like seeing these like random numbers and recent reads. I assume that these were read, possibly part of somebody from Dad Bod Shenanigans collection. It kind of sounds weird to say it like that, but you know what? If you get one of these comics, it's going to be notated. That's how we do Comic Karma. These are things that get sent in to us. We send them back out to the community around the world, and we notate them with today's date. So it's going to say April 1st, and I'm not joking you. None of this is a joke. I'm being completely sincere. We're going to be doing everything that I'm saying with these. We're going to send these out. It's pretty cool. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Comic Fam, thanks for being here. I'm going to tell you about Russ Bright, how I met him. And also I'm going to tell you about this next person who sent in a box here. We're going to crack open this. This right here is a reused mystery mail call. How cool is that? The community who's part of the mystery mail call is recycling their boxes. I'm very proud of this person for doing that. That's very nice of you to conserve. You know, we're trying to do what we can. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, look at this. The notes right here. Making it easy on me, too. Tom and gang, just paying it forward. Some Comic Karma. I appreciate the work you do for the community. Keep it up. Thanks, Bubblehead Rob. Hashtag geek responsibly. I don't think he was as angry as I read it, but you never know. And because there's no tone that he described in my head, he was kind of loud about it. I don't think he was angry. He was just excited. It's also written on World of Warcraft, Mist and Pandaria? Nope, Station. So there is that information for the Comic Fam in case that is something you needed to know. Now you know. And what's with eBay tape? Like, where is everybody getting this eBay tape? Like, I'm pretty sure eBay's sending people tape. But I've been seeing it a lot more, and I'm not sure, like, who's paying for that tape? Where are they getting the tape? Okay. Let's do it. What do we got? We got something in this. Ooh. You know it's good when there are certs. That's pretty exciting. Okay, let's take a look what we got. Make sure to comment on the video, Comic Fam, not just the chat, so you can enter to win the Spider-Woman #1 variant, the ComicTom exclusive that I'm going to put right next to me. Boom. That's it. That is a copy. that we're going to send out to the comic fam. Exciting stuff. Okay, what do we got here? All right. Ooh, I love seeing comics that I'm not familiar with. Okay, let's take a look. What is this? Monstrous. This is from Source Point Press. Very cool. Let's take a look at that. It's signed, it looks like, by Greg Wright. This looks to be the artist or writer. I'm not 100% sure there. This one is also signed by, this is Smarty Pants Comics, Why Pudding Joe Ate the Cat. It's signed by King, whoever, I'm assuming the writer or the creator. Got some indie comics. This is pretty cool. Wild Strawberries at the World's End. This looks interesting. Comic Experience. This is another one from Source Point Press. It's pretty cool. We have a Free Comic Book Day, Nightmare Before Christmas. Tokyo Pop, Zero's Journey. Very cool. We have Hellren, signed special Comic-Con edition. There we go. This is cool. Kind of reminds me of, what does this remind me of? This is like Mafud. This looks like something Mafud drew. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Oh, Hunter S. Thompson. This is like, I've never seen a comic book adaptation of that. Troy Little. This is cool. That looks like, who did that cover? So if you know who did this cover, let me know. That's really cool. I want to see. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to do it right now. It's Comic Karma, and I'm interested. I want to know who did this cover. Let's just figure that out real quick. You guys got somewhere to be? Because I got to check out this cover. That's what I need to do in this moment right now with, oh my gosh, 200 peeps joining me last minute on a Comic Karma video. Let's do it. Here's a tip. You can always put the tape on the side of the comic before you take the comic out. Like you take the tape like I just did, and you put it on the side. So when you pull it out, you don't mistakenly get tape on the comic. All right, and we got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas #1, Hunter S. Thompson, bada bing. Troy Little, convention exclusive. Art by Jim Mafud. Got him. Oh, that's right. I knew it. And I had to know. All right, cool. Someone's going to get that. I just feel good about that. Okay, let's see what else we got. We have signed Max Brooks, The Extinction Parade. It is signed. It's Avatar Comics. That's cool. A hologram action there. Boom. We'll do that. Oh, what else we got? Eclipse. Also signed. This one has a cert from Midtown Comics by Zach Kaplan. Very nice. Let's take off the signed little thing. Cool. That's very nice of you. Some signed stuff, some independent stuff, some stuff I never heard about. I'm into it. Let's do it. All right, what do we got? We have a bunch of comics that I got to keep organized here. All right. That's how we do it. We got to keep it organized so that we can keep it organized. All right, what do we got here? Oh, my goodness. What do we got? We have a box. A box with a bunch of stuff in it. Let's take a look at this one. All right, comic fam. Let me tell you about this box, and I'm going to tell you about Russ Bright, okay? And before we get to the box, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it that way. I'm not sure. Comic fam, how are you doing? Let me know in the comment section. How are you feeling in this very moment? Because right now I'm feeling very loved. There's a lot of nice things being said in these letters, and it's making me feel very grateful to be part of the community. That's how I'm feeling. I want to know how you're feeling. All right. Hey, comic fam. So this is the second time I've sent Comic Karma in, and I honestly can't get enough of this movement. This is from Tanner from New York City. All right. This is from New York. All right. Comic fam. Tanner, thank you so much for sending this in. He said he honestly can't get enough of this movement. It's always seems these days people are being nickeled and dimed for everything, and the idea of sharing comics for the enjoyment of the hobby makes me smile. You guys are the epitome of what this hobby is all about, and I truly appreciate everything you do. I also wanted to take a moment to share about our friend Carl, who recently passed away. Well, that's sad, man. Sorry to hear that. There's a group of us that wait in line every Wednesday morning at Midtown Comics in Times Square, and we become a very tight-knit group throughout the years. Oh, very cool. Okay, Times Square. Yeah, that's right. There's a handful of peeps who kind of like followed the show, who like to go to Midtown like every single week, and there's a handful of you that I've kept in touch. Carl was the jokester of the group and was always there to remind us what we love about this hobby, the comics, and most importantly, the people, right? I really think that's what it's about. It's Comic Karma, you know? I hope these books find a good home and bring the comic fam as much enjoyment as they brought me. Oh my goodness. And there's a whole list of things here. And let me see what we got. Is there anything on here that is notated that I need to bring up? It says here that there is one thing for me. Specifically, it says there's a Hellboy poster in here for me. But everything else is mystery mail call karma. So let's take a look at what's inside. Thank you so much, Tanner from New York City. That's very kind of you. All right. What do we got? Oh, this is cool. Look at that. Boom. We got the Wild Hunt. We got the Wild Hunt. This is like loosely what the movie was trying to build off of. Is that a good way to put it? That's really cool. The Wild Hunt, a poster. Ooh, look at this. Combo Hotel Oblivion poster. This isn't just if I would call it a Hellboy poster, first off. Like if someone said, "Here, what kind of poster is this?" I would look at this, and I'd look at this, and I'd look at this again, and I'd hold it like this, and I'd say, "This is a Hellboy poster." That's what I would say. But I do recognize that some people would say, "Oh, that's an Umbrella Academy poster." I said that kind of weird. That this is an Umbrella Academy poster. All right? Very kind of you. All right. Boom. All right, let's see what we got in here. Marvel Zombies Resurrection. Okay, this is signed. Very cool. And it looks like it's signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Look at that. That is very cool. That's such a great book. This is a great run, by the way. I love all the Marvel Zombies. They're fun. All right, we have Mother of Demons. Okay. We have Spider-Man anti-symbiote suit. Is this a... I'm looking to see if... Oh, yeah. There's no order to this, it looks like. Okay, let's just keep it going. Boom. All right, what else we got? We have House of X. Okay. A lot of these are variants, which is cool. This is like the connecting cover one. Very dope. More House of X. And also, what do we have? We have True Believers here. Boom. House of X. We have a True Believers right here. We have some stuff on the back of these, so I'm going to go backwards here. We also have the City of Bane. Look at that. Dope. All right. We have Batman issue. Oh, this is the City of Bane Batman issue number 9, it looks like. And then on the back of this, True Believers with that Jane Foster goodness, we have Daredevil issue number 9, which, by the way, Ryan has been vouching that this is a really, really good read. You got to check this one out. And then what's on the back of this one? We got Crazy Maniac Mirth to Mangle Your Mind, issue number 1. Fun stuff. All right. If you're joining me now, comic fam, what we're doing is comic book karma. Thank you. Did I say Epitome? I see. I don't know. I can't do it. All right. So what we're doing here, comic fam, is comic karma. These are things that the community sent in, and we are sending them back out with notation of where they came from. And the way that you can tell is by the date that is going to be on these comics. If you are lucky enough to find one in your mystery mail call, which the link is in the description, or you can hit ComicTom101.com to join the community to help support the show and to get comic books from us. Let's take a look at the next item. As I am getting it ready, I want to tell you about Russ Bright. So oh my goodness. There are so many more in this box. What am I doing? What am I saying, comic fam? We got to keep it going. All right. We have Machine Girl coming in strong right there. Undiscovered Country. Yes. I strongly recommend Undiscovered Country. Ooh, look at this. City of Bane. That's a dope cover right there. That green pops. Epitome. That's the word. Thank you, comic fam. Undiscovered Country 1. Epitome. Now you know I have Ryan here. He'd be like, Tom, you said that way wrong. And that's it's just what it is. Undiscovered Country, the variant. There's that. What else we got? We have John Constantine, Hellblazer issue number 1, as well as issue number 2. Strongly recommend this run as well in the Sandman universe. Boom. What else we got? More. Oh, that's really cool. More Hellblazer. Good taste, friend. I hope these are on your pull list. Boom. Chaos. Justice League issue 31. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Sherlock. That's pretty cool. I like that it's the actor who I'm forgetting his name for whatever reason. Batman Ra's al Ghul versus Ra's al Ghul, issue number 1. We have, looks like kind of a homage to some EC horror here. Classic Pulp. Maybe it is classic. Maybe this is a reprint. I'm not sure. Loki Carnageized. Very cool. We have Convergence, Batman Shadow of the Bat. And then we also have Birthright, issue number 2, and Punisher Soviet. Punisher Soviet, and there's the Birthright right there. So you got to make sure they're all on screen. So if you get one of these in your box, you know that this is where it came from. And this box came from New York City. And this box is filled with comic books for the fam. So it's very, very generous of you. Thank you so much, Tanner. All right. So Russ Bright, basically, I have a friend out here named John Hill. All right. John Hill's with Hills of Comics out in Auburn, Washington, one of the dopest stores in Washington State. This place is huge, and it literally has Hills of Comics, and that's the name of his business. And I've known this gentleman and in this family because, you know, we're all community members here, and you know, a lot of dealers do it as a family, right? Well, John was like a childhood friend. Like, he was friends with my dad back when my dad did this kind of stuff, did the shows back in like the early 2000s. So I grew up with John. I was like a 13, 14-year-old kid going to conventions, helping my dad lug long boxes. Heck, I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, you know? It was like before I could drive and do my own thing, date girls, things like that. So go to conventions, help my dad, and hung out with John Hill over at Hills of Comics. Learned a lot from this gentleman. A lot of the members of the community that I'm like really friends with, dealers and such at conventions, they're like friends from when I was kids, you know, like when I was a kid. So, you know, they're people that are important to me because they're like these relationships I've had longer than some friendships that I've had. So John Hill's family, John Hill hits me up and he's like, yo, we're going to go see System of a Down. All right. Do you want to come? And the reason why we're going to go see System of a Down is because John Delamayan is a big comic dude. And shout out Torpedo Comics. And he was hooking up a handful of peeps in the comic book community with like passes to the show, you know, possibly get to meet the band, things like that. So anyways, I was not going to pass that up. Me and my dad like grew up playing music together, playing music like Iron Maiden, System of a Down, Ramones, a lot of punk rock, Rancid, stuff that's like easy to play on guitar because I like to sing and play. But also, my dad's a metalhead. I grew up with like listening to metal, you know, Metallica, things like that, Megadeth, and also like even heavier stuff. So like we really bonded growing up listening to System of a Down. So we both went to this concert and we had to meet up, right? We had to meet up with the group of peeps who had the tickets. So I got to this concert and John was there and his wife was there. Shout out Michelle. And there was also another gentleman there, this blonde-haired guy, and his name was Russ. Never met this person before, but John's like, yo, this guy's name is Russ. He's a friend of mine. He started dealing comics recently, like within the last, I don't know, it was like a year and a half that he was an active member of the dealer community. He had just been doing stuff online, and then that kind of turned into more of a friendship with them. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, more comic people. That's dope. So I got to meet Russ in that moment, and the conversation was like, yo, I'm like getting back into comics. Like I had dabbled just a little bit in this is like my early 20s, by the way, like to kind of put some perspective. Like I was like freshly 21 or 22, right around, no, 21. I just turned 21 that year. So this is like 2021, right around that time. I was getting back into comics, like buying comic books because I was I worked my way up in the banking system and like managing branches, and like I was doing really important stuff at too young of an age. I don't know what Wells Fargo was thinking, but I digress. Another life that I lived, and I had made more money than I should have, and I started buying comics again. I was like, damn, if I'm gonna make this money and I'm gonna buy what I want. I was young in my 20s, and I wanted Walking Dead #1, so I went and bought that, you know. And it started that process again of like collecting more for collecting's sake. So I was like just started, you know, getting some comic books, and then what ended up happening? Well, it's talking to Russ, this new guy here that I've never met before, and he says, yo, I can hook you up with some comics and I'll deliver them to you. Like, if I find something cool, I can text you and I'll bring them to you. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, so if I'm getting like an itch for some comics and you have something, or you got something cool you want to show me, you just shoot me a text. Yeah, man, here's my number. So we exchanged messages, went to the concert. It was cool. And I'll never forget it. He's like, dude, what are you into? I'm like, Walking Dead. And I really really enjoy Invincible. Invincible is my jam right now. Like, I got lucky, comic fam. I got into comics again, and I got into it with Walking Dead, Invincible, like Jason Aaron, Thor. Like, oh my goodness. Like, there was a lot of really good stuff that like got me really involved in the community and was good comic books. Got lucky. Anyways, I get a text from Russ like a week later, and he sends me a picture of like an Invincible #7 and a graded #12 and a #2. And he's like, yo, dude, I got these. And he sends me a picture of them. And I'm like, ooh, you know, my girlfriend at the time's like, what do you got over there? I'm like, oh, look at this. I showed her my phone, and she's like, whoa, what are those? I'm like, oh, this is like Kirkman, early Kirkman, single digit Invincible. That's pretty cool. And they look pretty cool. Like they look nice. I didn't know, like I knew grading, but I didn't know enough about grading to like be dangerous at that moment. Cause again, I was doing this with my dad when I was younger. Like I was there to help. I wasn't really there to learn when I was a teenager. I was kind of just part of the convention experience. You know, it's a little different when you're, you know, when your parents are feeding you, putting, you know, dinner on your table because of, you know, depending on how well the convention goes, that's going to be rent for the month, you know? So comics were a little different to me growing up when I was a teenager. But by the time I was older, I was like, all right, getting into the collecting side, wanting to own, oh, he's got a graded one? Like, I know grading comics is a thing. I never thought I'd be someone to get them, but you know what? Heck yeah, I'll get a graded comic. So I had him over. He drove over to my apartment, and he brought these comics, and he didn't just bring those comics because he's a dealer, right? And your dealer's got to always have the supply, all right? And he brings a short box instead, and he's going through. I'll never forget this. This is a true story, comic fam. This is a true story. He brings this short box up to my apartment at the time, and he shows me the Invincible comics, and he's like, yeah, these are gonna be like $70 or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember. But I'm like, yeah, I told you I'd buy them. I'm excited. But what else you got? And he starts going through. Never forget this moment. And he's like, dude, this is cool. You're gonna like this. And he pulls out this blue comic book, and he says, yo, this came out in 1993. And I was going through a collection, and I didn't know that this was a rare comic book. And I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like anything special. And, you know, I know comics, comic fam. Like at this age, I knew comics enough, but I didn't know them the way I do now, which is like, you know, it's like you start this process to dive into this community and to get to know the history and the expensive paper and the whole process, the whole thing. It's like an endless thing. Like you can dive so deep and learn so much, and it's endless. And I was just starting to figure that out. And in that moment, I'll never forget, he pulls out a San Diego Comic-Con, issue #2, first Hellboy. And he's like, yeah, this was a pamphlet that came out. And I thought it was a $1 bin comic. You know, I paid $80 for the long box, you know. I thought I overpaid for it. And this is my Russ voice. I thought I overpaid for it. It's not what he sounds like, but whatever. And in that moment, I'm like, yo, what's that comic book worth? And he goes, well, the grade is it's a high grade. And he's like explaining like the difference between me going, oh, it's high grade like a VF or near mint to, no, like 9.4, 9.6 potential. Like he spelled it out for me. And I saw it in that moment. He's like, yeah. So I went on eBay and I saw that this was worth at the time like $80. You know, like it was like 21 or something. It was like over almost a decade ago, right? And it was that moment. I'm like, oh wow, I need to own like multiple copies of that. Like in my head, that changed in my head because I love Hellboy. Like I always loved Hellboy before comics and like before I was like getting into collecting. I read Hellboy. Like in high school, I read Hellboy. That was what I did, you know. And when I wasn't doing homework, I would read Hellboy in class, you know. So it just hit me right then and there. Like, oh, that's just one example of what is probably an endless example. I need to be deep into this hobby. And that's how that relationship started. So, you know, it would continue from there, but he's one of my best friends. Shout out Russ from Ilgi Comics. All right, we're doing Comic Karma, and I want to share this Comic Karma with the community right now. This is pretty cool. Tom, I hope these comics can bring some good comic karma to some lucky fans. I've been collecting for a long time. I grew up working in my grandfather's magazine comic shop. People were probably lifting things left and right because I was always reading comics at the register. I kind of fell out of love with comics for a little while, but because of podcasts, YouTube channels like yours, the romance is back, and I've got my 2 boys, 11 and 13, collecting now. Watching your videos sprinkle some knowledge on my own collecting and for what I sell. Keep up the great videos. Sincerely, Colin. Let's see here. P.S. I'm a bit of a hoarder on Bronze Age Marvel comics. If Jeff wants to trade a Hulk 181 from his stash of any Marvel keys, I'm game. Hulk 181 is the only key I don't own because I've sold all mine stupidly. I thought I had more than I did. Now they're all gone. And I love the argument of whether or not 180 or 181 is the first full appearance. Very kind words. Thank you, Colin. Let's see what Colin sent. I'm assuming he sent some Bronze Age goodness. We're 40 minutes in. We have over 200 members joining us currently on this random Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. It's 6 o'clock in the West Coast here in Washington State, where I'm broadcasting, not just on Spaceship Earth, where we currently reside, but from Washington State. Opening comics with you. Slicing them open with my X-Acto knife, trying not to cut myself. Let's see what we got. The priority mail is so, like the envelopes they use, these ones in particular, are very strong, but they're brittle. Does that make sense? There we go. We made it. We did it. We removed them, and we will see what's inside. Dude, you did not just send a Ghost Rider 1 into the show. Dude, ComicTom holding a Ghost Rider 1. There's like, God, Comic Fam. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold up. You guys are really cool all the time. That's crazy. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm just like, for real? Dude, come on, Colin. All right. Craziness. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 119. There's nothing that needs to be said besides me showing you what Colin sent in to you, the Comic Fam. Come on. Are you serious? What's up? What's up? That's so cool. For real. Look at that. That right there is some common karma. I can't believe that you sent that in. That is incredibly generous, Colin. And then he doubled it down. I can't even do it. Colin! What? Oh my gosh. Colin, what is happening? He sent in a Ghost Rider 1 Comic Fam. Name another community that does stuff like this. Name one. There's probably a bunch. I don't want to discredit any other communities, but this is so rad. That is so cool. Look at this. Oh, ready? Boom. Boom. Colin, you made this happen. You made this possible for me to go like this, and then like this. Like this, and then like this. Someone is going to lose it. They're going to freak out. They're going to freaking lose it. This is crazy. Avengers 144. Hellcat. Come on. Freaking Hellcat. Marvel Spotlight. Ghost Rider. Issue number 6. Come on. Avengers 100. And then, of course, Master Kung Fu number 16 for good measure. Because let's just send in the second one too. Come on. What? What is happening? Cray Cray is right, Comic Fan, but this is what it's about. This is comic karma. It's people being generous because they're part of a community that they value. That's what this is. This may sound crazy to you, Edwin Giesler Jr. He says cray cray, but you know what? I don't necessarily think it's crazy. I think that it's actually very real. It's comic karma. This is what it's about. It's about people being incredibly generous and doing something because they want to just pass on their love for what we all love, which is this hobby, this passion for comic books and expensive paper. So dope, man. Oh, that's crazy. That's so cool. And there's more. He sent. Oh my goodness, Comic Fam. He sent more. I'm worried to open it. Colin. He sent more. And you know what? Like, I was kind of like thinking, you know what? Oh shoot. This envelope is kind of hard to open. It's causing some dead air on the mic. What am I gonna do? And you know what? I don't care anymore. Give me something difficult to open. Give me some dead air. You wanna know what I'm gonna do with the dead air? That's what I'm gonna do. You think I care? There's over 250 people here right now, Colin. You think I care about dead air? I don't care. Because you killed it, man. You killed it. Let's see what he sent. He sent in more things. We're just going to do it. We're just going to keep it going. We're not going to cut ourselves because we're being careless on the mic. No, we are going to see what Colin did. All right? Because Colin got a spark of generosity. So let's do it. Colin! What are you doing? Oh my gosh. I was getting worried. I'm like, I don't have a co-host to do this freaking karma show. What am I going to do? Am I just going to go on the mic and freaking rant for an hour? An hour? And then you do this? Colin. What is going on? What is happening, Comic Fam? Boom. All right, Colin. All right, I see what you're doing here. I'm trying to figure it out as I pull the comics out, what Colin's doing, but I can't. You know, it's literally just comic karma. That's what it is. People question comic karma. They're like, oh, does comic karma exist? You know, no, it absolutely does exist. Look at this. I love this cover. I love this Ghost Rider cover. Champions #1. It's freaking awesome. We have Morbius goodness. Everyone needs this copy of Morbius. And we have Thanos' first solo story in Logan's Run, issue #6. Colin! We need to change it from Carl to Colin. And I know that it's too late for that, but I don't care. I don't care. It's what it is. Oh my goodness. For real? It's like a nice copy of Werewolf by the Marvel Spotlight 2. Oh my goodness. And I'm not even Barcode. That's what I'm talking about, Colin. Colin is MVP today. That's crazy. Craziness. Oh, I'm so excited to post this stuff online to show the community just how dope you guys are. This is crazy. Craziness. Okay, we're going to keep it going. I have one more box right here, and we'll go through that one. What do I have anything else here that I got to go through? No, we don't. Okay, so I'm going to show two things left, okay? We have two things. We did the Russ story. We are 47 minutes in. Comic Karma fam, this is awesome. This just made my day. I wasn't expecting nearly this. That's crazy. You know, it's really cool to see people sending in stuff they want to read. That warms my heart. That shit warms my heart so bad. It's so cool to see people who read comics and I like it so much. I'm going to send it in to have someone else read it. It's a whole other thing to be like, yo, those comics meant for sure, whether those comics meant something to Colin or if someone made him mad around those comics and he's like, you know what? I don't want to see these comics anymore. I'm sending them into Comic Karma. I don't like that Secret Wars 8 number anymore. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I don't think so. I like to think that Colin is just being super kind. But, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. Okay, so this is what we got to do. I want to show you a gift from IS. And he's a member of the comic fam, and he is someone who is in the chat a bunch. And I was hoping I'd see him here, but you know what? We went live last minute. This Comic Karma thing, I typically have my homies here. It's typically Nate Dogg style. Me and my homies low. We kick it every day, you know? And today they're not here. And we're doing this remotely, and your boy's just kind of manning the station, you know? Driving the ship, doing what we can do. And this member of the community did something so cool, and it was sitting at the shop for too long. Russ was worried that he'd mess it up. And he's like, dude, he wanted me to surprise you with this, but it's getting too long, and I know you're doing a Comic Karma by yourself this week, so here, open it on camera. It's from IS. It's very cool, and I know you're going to be stoked. And I looked at this, and I said, I'll be honest what I said. I said, someone sent in a poster. I'm probably going to ruin that, because when people give me posters, it's always difficult to hold on to it. I put it in my car, and somehow they get damaged. But I'm grateful. And I'm like, oh, he sent me a poster. What did he send me? What did IS send me? He sent me this. He sent me a gift that means so damn much to me. And I am so excited to be able to take it out of this plastic, to be able to see it really in person. But this right here is a print, okay, of a book that I'm hunting for. There's a lot of people hunting for it, but it's a book that I've talked about on the mic multiple times. El Sorprendente Hombre Araña, issue number 128. And it is done by the brilliant Spider-Man artist from Mexico, Luis Jose Duran. Okay. And this artist is still hustling the game. He's still doing it, and he's doing it in Mexico. It's one of my biggest regrets in life. I mean, no regrets, right? I still have time to do things. I'm like, it's all ended. It's all done. No, comic fan, we're in this. We're doing this. We're okay. But I didn't retain my Spanish growing up, and I really wish I did. And one of the reasons why I really wish I retained my Spanish is because there are creators that I really respect, and there is that language barrier. And I'm kicking myself right now being, in my late 20s. I'm 29 years old, if you don't know. And it kills me. So this amazing creator, he does conventions, but mostly in Mexico, or South America if it gets close, like closer to Texas or something if he does travel. But anyways, he's not somebody that I'm probably going to see anytime soon, which is kind of a bummer. And even if I did see him, unless I had my dad with me or someone who spoke Spanish, what am I going to do? But this is an artist. I really want to get his signature. I have a collection growing, and I really, really want his signature. And Ayas, he gave me a freaking awesome gift of El Sorprendente Hombre Araña. It's a limited print, and I'm going to show you right here on this camera that it does have the signature. Right there. Look at that. That's it. So I'm very grateful. This is a very nice gift, and this is something that's I'm going to cherish. I'm going to get this comic book one day, the actual comic. I'm going to get it, probably a raw copy and a graded copy because I want one slapped. And I'm going to hang this up next to it, because it has a signature on there, and that's a gentleman that I highly respect. I think it's very cool. So anyways, Comic Fam, people being awesome. People being generous. And also, we have some more Comic Karma to go through. So last box, let's do it, Comic Fam. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button. Do me a favor, Comic Fam. Like, if you hit the like button, it helps support the show. It also helps the videos be seen, etc. So do me a favor. There's like a lot of you here. You do me a solid if you hit the like button. And this right here is from Frank Skrema. Dear Tom, Russ, and the gang. Let's do this, and actually I can do a little bit better. Let's see here. Dear Tom, Russ, and the gang. Greetings to you, all once again from Boston, Massachusetts. I hope that all of you and your families are doing well and are being safe, sir, during these unsettling times. Please accept these books that I would like for you to send out to the community for the next mystery mail call. Take good care, gents, and please continue creating great content when this is over. I hope that we can all resume our collecting and purchasing great comics in support of all of our local comic shops around the country. And he said this is okay to read on the mic, which I'm glad I read just now. Better to put that in the beginning of the letter for anyone who is interested in clarifying. But you know what, Frank? Very kind of you. I think that's a really nice way to actually wind down the show, showing you, Comic Fam, some, first appearances of some characters here. Crush, right? If I recall correctly. First appearance of Crush. We have the variant. We have some, Batman 329. Very cool. Batman in Chains. Bondage cover, supervillain team up number 6, very underrated run, and then a True Believers first appearance of Carnage, Randy Emberlin, goodness. So, I like that ending to the letter. It's kind of weird right now, and I think that it's kind of weird. That's like, wow, could I have just said the biggest understatement? It's kind of weird right now. It's freaking scary, y'all. This sucks. I am so impressed by so many individuals who are going out and putting themselves at risk to help others right now. It's amazing to see the community aspect of this, outside of the comic community, just people being amazing human beings. And this is a weird time, so I just appreciate the comic book fam right now just so damn much. While it's been stressful and been weird and just worrying about family and friends and things of that nature, and you all, this the community, my fellow comic book dealers and shop owners who are freaking closed right now. I mean, heck, Marvel Publishing isn't sending out comics right now. DC isn't doing it either. Diamond is, what's going on? There's so many worries, but one thing that is consistent is our passion for this hobby and this community. And heck, it's definitely showing me like over these last couple weeks and as we go into this next month, because it's going to be a difficult next month is what it looks like, just like how much I appreciate every single one of you. We have the best community in the world, like absolutely. Some of the best people, best generosity, caring, people who care. Like it's one thing to recognize how diverse of a group we have of people, like just people all over the world, different opinions, different of everything, just all kinds of different people, but we can all kind of come together for such a common interest. And I'm seeing a lot of value that the community has by us being able to connect the way we do over these last few weeks. And I see it only becoming more and more important. Something I want to mention, we have had some members run into some struggles this month, and because of whether jobs that they can't attend, whether they're having to stay home, everyone's dealing with different stuff. But there are members of the Mystery Mail Call who unfortunately had to cancel, and that is completely understandable. The reason why I'm mentioning this is that we do have kind of a surprising amount of individuals who have gone out of their way to reach out. And if you want to do this, mysterymailcall@gmail.com is how you can get in touch with us, where we can set this kind of thing up. But there are members who have gone out of their way to purchase other members who are struggling their box for the month so that they don't have to miss out. And I think that's a really cool thing. So the fact that there's been so many that have done that, and that, you know, I don't want to limit the karma. I just want to add to it. We're going to match everyone that happens. That, you know, every instance of karma that is being generated by the community, we're just going to match it and send out a free box to just to someone who, you know, reached out and said they couldn't, you know, continue their subscription and they hope to come back, or heck, they indefinitely can't come back. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of like first come, first serve. If someone says that they can't do it, hey, we have an extra box. Look out for it in the mail. It's Comic Karma. Thanks for being a member, and, you know, best of luck in this like freaking crappy time we're all in. You know, hope it gets better. There's nothing really, you know, it's the least we can do. You know, it's kind of how I feel. We're trying to think of other ways we can, you know, give back to the community. We have some ideas to do some charities and to figure it out. You know, it's still really early, and we're right now spinning to keep our stuff going, and we're trying to, you know, keep it together here to provide you with consistent content to fulfill our service that we do provide you, such as the Mystery Mail Call, you know, Russ at Mill Geek, keeping his pull lists taken care of, and his people there taken care of. We're doing our best. We appreciate your support. It's been amazing. It's been incredible. And I just appreciate you so damn much, Comic Fam. Have a great rest of your week. We're going to be doing our top 10. Hopefully we get it out for you on time this week. It's kind of a rough one last week, getting everything working. So it came out on Saturday. Basically, our goal is to try to get the top 10 out every Friday. I mean, comics aren't even coming out this week, so we'll do our best to get out on Friday, but at the very least, if we do it Saturday, what I've been doing is a scheduled premiere. That way, if we miss the Friday air date, we can which is what I've been doing. The goal would be to do a premiere on Saturday around noon, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's kind of our goal, to get it out on Saturday if in the event that we need that extra time. And we premiere it as a community. I'm in the chat. We have other members of the show in the chat, so we can communicate and talk throughout the video. So depending on how it rolls out, we'll either have their top 10 on Friday, which is the plan, or Saturday we'll do a premiere. We have a lot of content made for you. We're still making a bunch. We got a podcast coming out for you very soon. It's going to feature Gem Mint. I'm pretty excited. We're doing our first podcast together. And yeah, look out for that coming out in the next couple of days, if not as early as tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to go through the chat here and say some final thank yous. So great time to ask any questions or to say hi, or, peace out, Comic Fam. Don't forget to, put a comment in the video down below so they can enter you to win this copy of Spider-Woman issue #1, my Comic Tom exclusive. Mystery Mail Call is open enrollment right now. We have 15 more days for you to join April, where every single member is going to be getting a Gut Ghost #1. It's a new one-shot by Enzo Garza, but it's a Mike Mignola Comic Tom exclusive. The King of Negative Space, my all-time favorite artist. I was able to get it approved, to make it happen, to do my first variant with Mike Mignola's signature on the cover, and I'm so excited. And this is actually going to be the first cover with the Comic Tom logo on the front. So yeah, technically my first cover appearance, right? Kind of fun. But yeah, you'll be able to get this comic book. Right now, every single member is going to get it in their mystery mail call. And yeah, you can do that by hitting the description below or go to ComicTom101.com to reserve your copy. As we figure, we're still waiting on the comics. All of this stuff is being done by Scout Comics, we're able to get these printed in time before anything shut down. Diamond Comics is shut down right now. So we have no Empire #1 coming until probably the following month, hopefully, if things go back to normal. So because Scout is so damn awesome, I was able to call James. Shout out James. Dude is so dope. The dude who runs Scout Comics over there, him and his team, and he was able to put that Mike Mignola variant to print like right away. As soon as we saw that stuff was starting to happen, we're like, how do we get these comic books right damn now? Like, put them to print. We are going to get them made. We are not going to miss out on an exclusive this month. And he was able to fulfill. It is incredible. I can't thank Scout Comics enough for making this happen. They were able to do it like I can't tell you how quick turnaround it was. It was like approval, boom, get them printed. We got to make sure we can guarantee this exclusive in April, and we are able to. Once we get all the comics in hand, we have some quality control we need to do. We do go through them to make sure that we can take out any that are maybe damaged, maybe were printed weird, stuff that we have to either replace or destroy. And when we get final counts of everything, we're going to share that information through Scout Comics. We can discuss that info. So I'll be able to tell you exactly how many are printed and where you can get them if you want to purchase them directly from Scout, because they will have a handful available on their website. The plan was actually to do an Emerald City Comic Con exclusive, but then unfortunately with the convention scene pretty much ending and getting postponed, we had to kind of change up the plan. So instead of them being available at Emerald City and being an Emerald City exclusive, they're not going to be, for obvious reasons. You'll be able to purchase a limited amount depending on how many we end up receiving that are intact in the mystery mail call in coming weeks. Comic fam, I appreciate you so much. I've said that so many times this live stream, but it's the truth. I'm sitting in front of amazing generosity from the community. Comic books I can't believe people parted with in their collection. Look for the date 4/1 in your mystery mail call. If you see a sticker that says Comic Karma 4/1, it's because of this video and this session of incredible generosity. Members of the community sending comics in from their PC, from their pull list, from their shorts, from their long box, and sending it back out to you, the community, people they don't even know, because they love comic books. And the assumption is that you do too on the other end. And it makes them feel happy about it. So you're awesome, comic fam. Thanks for being here. I will see you very soon. Got a bunch of content coming for you. And we got some comics for you too. As always, hit the description to join the mystery mail call, but also comment on the actual video. It's going to enter you to win this comic book. That's the only way you can enter. If you don't do that, you only commented in the chat, you're not going to qualify for the giveaway, because the randomizer picks from the comments.